that's the $17 billion question we
Yeah.
have here. Um, it, it, on one hand, their belief is that it's going to go to whoever wants to develop the next nuclear plant or plants, however you want to call it. Uh, a lot of people want the utilities to do it. Those people that want the utilities to do it are usually non-utility investors. They're more investors who are in the supply chain of nuclear plants, of whether it's the fuel or the manufacturing portion or the E&C contractor. Utility investors are very clear. They do not want utilities to go forward with this. So where's that money allocated? I think the DOE maybe has plans that the money goes to a utility just because bigger company more likely to do bigger projects. But investors have been very clear in the utility space that adds a lot of risk to the investment thesis, and I think they're going to kind of run away from that stock.
Do you think there end up being maybe some partnerships between the utilities and some of the younger companies here?
Partnerships have like a partnership like, hey, I have some extra land here near a substation. Absolutely. We'd love for you to use our land and you take all of the risk, your balance sheet, and good luck. That's I think that's what the utilities want. You need any grid connections, we're here to help. We're here to help you connect to the grid. But just because the pains that went through the Southern Company's Vogtle nuclear plant, right? They built 2 units. The project started in 2010. I think it ended in 2024. It was supposed to be 7 years. It was 14 years. It went through a global pandemic. It bankrupted Westinghouse. It bankrupted Chicago Bridge and Iron. I think there's another E&C contractor that was bankrupt. That's not that far in a rearview mirror for utility investors, and they really want to stay away from that kind of risk.
So, Anthony, you bring up a really great point here, which is the history of the attempts at nuclear development in this country, which have been extraordinarily costly to a lot of different players. So if the government is saying, okay, we're going to offer you low-cost loans to help facilitate this, what else would need to happen to really foster the renaissance of this industry in the U.S.?
Julie, I mean, that's the thing. In order for this renaissance to happen, it's going to have to happen on the balance sheet or the books of a state or federal government entity, such as the Tennessee Valley Authority, such as in New York, we have the New York Power Authority, the acronym NYPA, where there's taxpayers that could fund every nickel when there's cost overruns. Large projects. I had a kitchen renovation and went over budget. It was hard to find somebody to hang cabinets. Not exactly a really hard skill set to find, but now to build a nuclear plant at the time, as your previous guest was talking, all these data centers getting built and everything else, craft labor, there's, a real demand for craft labor. And so if you want all this, because they're going to be responsible for any cost overruns, it's going to have to be on either the state or the federal government's balance sheet, or if the hyperscalers want to step up, if one of the big trillion-dollar tech companies want to say, we'll foot the bill for all of this, we'll do it, this is great. But so far, we have not seen the big hyperscalers want to do it, and we haven't seen the federal government looking to put their balance sheet to work.